Buonasera a tutti from beautiful, sunny, but unfortunately not so windy Vieste today. So let me introduce you quickly a man who actually doesn't need introduction. To my right side, Mr. Adam Sims.
Thank you very much, Greta. Lovely
I'm
to be here.
Greta. Thank you for reminding. And we have also remotely with us Mr. Sandy Clunas.
Hello! Very pleased to be here. Thank you very much for dialing me in, guys. It's nice to feel part of the action, even though, sadly, we haven't really managed to get that much action in. But we're still excited. We're still here to celebrate freestyle windsurfing, and I, for one, can't wait for what's to come.
Absolutely. And so let's take a look back. It's been a couple of interesting days so far. And
Definitely.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of action going on, a bit of four-star, a bit of toe, a bit of super sessions, you might call it, as people maximize on the gusts. But today, qualification was supposed to get underway, but a slight technical issue with the jet ski sees that rolling over. But it does leave us with the opportunity to take a look at what we might expect, with the towing once the qualifications get underway, which will take place here on the beach side.
Exactly.
And then we'll be doing that finals in town. So it'll be
something very exciting, something new that we've never seen before. So stay tuned, guys, because this will be windsurfing history. Ciao guys, due to the fact that there is no wind today, we made it to beautiful old town of Vieste for some epic tow-in session. I mean, this is such an incredible place. The guys are getting ready to get in the water. Have a look of such an amazing tow-in. How was it for you to be doing tow-in such an epic place?
Yeah, actually, it's the second time I'm here on the old town, and it's epic. It's like look very unique, and you have like the water straight away on the old town. And it's more that you go deep, you more surprised you will be from the scenery you look inside. It's like just look amazing.
I made a combo, I made the triple air funnel. That I love it because it's combo moves and it's my specialty. At home I do this a lot. And I love the feeling of the air funnel.
It's pretty sick because actually when you go around with a jet ski, you get a 360 view of the whole place. And yeah, it's quite magic coming in with full speed and doing a trick. I think it was a little crowd as well.
Yes.
And yeah, it's really cool. Like just it's not the everyday windsurfing scene that we have, so it's cool to mix it up for sure.
It's just amazing. I mean, the town is beautiful. I'm happy to be here. You get a nice vision when doing the towing of the town,
Yes.
of the lighthouse, the walls, all the houses.
Obviously it's a very different place than what we usually sail, so it's nice to see all the people sort of coming to have a look here.
Yes.
And yeah, people that maybe would normally never watch windsurfing, so it was a really cool experience.
All right, that gave us a little taste of what's about to come on Saturday evening. And ladies and gentlemen, in the house, Mr. George Grisley. Welcome, George.
Thanks, Greta.
So George is actually the Tow-in World Champion from last year. Tow-in Champion of 2023. George, you had an amazing season last year. How is it for you to be back in Vieste? And yeah, actually going into the next season now.
Yeah, exciting. It's been a good winter, training in Cape Town and Brazil, so I'm feeling very ready. Last year was a bit of a shock, finishing so high up in the tow-in, but I was stoked to take the title out, and looking forward to this year.
Definitely. I mean, we can't wait to see
George,
what you're pulling off.
Yeah, one thing I was really interested to talk to you about, George, was obviously, you kind of finished the season last year. You took out the title, and that was your first event. Obviously, after signing that big duotone contract, joining the duotone international team, you've now had a full winter on that equipment. Obviously, me and you have traveled together a lot, so I've seen you sailing on the gear. A lot of big improvements. How has that made you feel coming into the 2024 season? Are you feeling really in tune with that gear and feeling right at home on it, or are you still feeling like you're sort of improving and trying to get there?
Yeah, I mean, that was a big shock really in Geneva. That was the first time I'd ever used the gear. I hadn't had a normal windsurf session or anything, straight into tow-in. So, to go straight from that to the title was amazing. Then we had the Brouwersdam event as well, which went pretty well for me in the end. Nothing special, but a solid result. First time again using the gear in wind. So, now I've dialed it in. Brazil especially is just the perfect place for freestyle. So every time I go there, I always level up, and the gear really helped that progression this year. And then Cape Town, just tuning everything, getting it in tune for the season. So I'm feeling pretty connected to it. Had a little injury scare a week ago, coming back to Tarifa, but I'm all strapped up, and fingers crossed it's all good, and we're going to give the tow-in a go, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And talking about tow-in, super excited what's coming up during the next days.
Yep.
Let's have a look who is taking part in it, actually.
Yeah, so I'm in the first elimination, actually. Was meant to go today, but hopefully tomorrow morning or the afternoon. It's looking pretty stacked, and then it's so cool to see so many people going for the tow-in.
I mean, big names, but actually also a lot of youngsters. We're having the juniors and youths here, so a lot of new names also giving it a try. Some of the girls as well. So I have really a mixed fleet, and it's going to be super excited to see, all these different people, characters, and levels coming together actually in this.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at every elimination there. Obviously, the top 3 from each are going through, plus one more. Whoever gets the highest score in fourth place. So you look at that, and everyone, you're like, whoa, who's going to go through the next to the final? And obviously we all want to go to the final, looking at that highlight reel. The scenery in Fiesta is amazing. It's going to be a Saturday evening, so there's going to be so much buzz around the town and stuff. So this is really good, and we're looking forward to this, and hopefully the conditions play ball, and we get some action tomorrow.
Oh yes, so true. So let's have a look also at the foil style. I mean, you're competing in foil style also this year?
I am, for the first time. I saw the event here last year, actually, and was super excited to see.
You got the taste of it a little bit,
Yeah,
huh?
Absolutely. Everyone was going so high and such light winds, so I thought I've got to give that a go. With duotone, I managed to get hold of some of the gear and testing for that now as well. So, I had a first go in Brazil, and then now in Tarifa, I've really been sessioning it a little bit. Today didn't go quite so well for me because the wind was a little bit on the light side. Hopefully in the next days I can get a bit more breeze and
show your potential.
Absolutely. We'll try to anyway.
So talking about that, let's have a look at the foil style highlights of 2023.
Welcome to day 4 here in Vieste. After a difficult morning of storms and rain, it looked like we weren't going to get any conditions really, and then within 5 or 10 minutes suddenly we had perfect foil style conditions, 15-16 knots, more windy than day 2, perfect to get started with the double elimination. With just 6 heats to run, we just needed the wind to last long enough for us to be able to get through and crown a champion of the foil style here in Vieste, and boy did we do that. Starting off, first notable mention, the young Brouwersdam ripper Tim Gerdes managing to take out Jamie Howard, then go through the flying Frenchman Sam Steve before being stopped by none other than the most successful European freestyler of all time, Steven van Bronckhorst. Steven van Broekhoven up against Lennart Neubauer. Lennart, not a name you necessarily associate with foil style, but putting a stop to Steven's hopes of coming first and himself ending up in the final up against Mr. Jentel Kers. Ultimately, Jentel taking the victory, defending his title from the single elimination and taking the overall win for the foil style here in Vieste. With the success of this afternoon's win, all eyes are turning to the final day tomorrow, and with a great forecast on the horizon, hopefully we are going to get out for some classic windsurf freestyle.
Oh, what a great event last year. What a great foil style debut over here. And we're here in the house with Mr. Jentel Kers, winner of last year's foil style event here in Vieste. Jentel, welcome back.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, I'm stoked to be back in Vieste. Beautiful place here. Foil style has been super nice here last year, and I'm definitely more than stoked and looking forward for when we're gonna get that wind and get the foils in the water from some big action. We saw the first heat today, a bit in the light wind, but yeah, it's gonna be more action to come for sure.
Jentel, one thing I've been really interested to talk to you guys about is the progression of the foil style over the last year. You know, even watching that video, I remember at the time, you know, your Pascos, things like that. Even like the air funnels, we were all so surprised. But now that's kind of so normal to see, and with so many of the other riders, you know, the Brouwersdam guys, it looks like they literally went on a foil style trip to Bonaire recently with Lennart, and you know, we're seeing a lot more of a variation of the maneuvers. It looks like you've been training it as well. You know, what are your thoughts with where the foil style is going?
Where it's going, it's hard to tell because we are still so early in the progress. Everyone is ripping, like you say. Like the guys went to Bonaire, and they were popping up like crazy foil style videos with crazy moves that everyone thinks is not possible. We're just so early in the beginning. I think the future is going to be so nice to see everyone ripping and going crazy. Now we're just motivating everyone just to get the foil, all the other freestylers, just to get more on the water. You know, we do everything for fun and making a big show, so spending more time on the water is the better, and if it's on the foil or on the fin, it doesn't matter.
Exactly. I think there is nothing to add about that. Really beautifully said. Let's have a look at the foil style single eliminations. I mean, this morning we already saw Tigo versus Dudu. Unfortunately, the wind was already very patchy, very light, but still we could finish it. Tigo is advancing into the next rounds. And then we had George versus Maike coming up, but unfortunately the wind was just not enough anymore. I mean, how was it for you to witness this from the beach, Jentel?
Yeah, I went out just before they start competing and to have a try by myself, and we could have fun cruising around, but just doing the moves, when you land, it's so hard to restart again, get up the foil, that it was really light. So actually it was impressive that we even run the first heat. Tigo is a really good foiler. He showed that already last year, and also his progression is amazing. Then Dudu is a newcomer in it, and he knows that, but he just wanted to join in. He's super stoked about it. And he's gonna do definitely better in the next events, and maybe already in the double, you know, with a bit more wind, will make a big difference. The next heat was George and Maike. Both of them, they also never competed in it. Two newcomers.
Newcomers, yeah.
Good to see Maike. Let's mention that. Girls ripping it up.
Exactly, thank you.
George, I saw some clips of him in Brazil doing some great stuff on the foil, so I really want to see him on the water with some wind.
Yeah, I mean, Sandy saw him training a lot actually this winter, right, Sandy?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, George, on those kind of lighter days, especially in Brazil, where I didn't have a foil with me, so I wasn't doing any of the foil style. But George was definitely getting out there and getting after it. And obviously, Bals Muller, one of the pioneers of the kind of foil style, and one of the originals, he was also out there as well. So watching the two of them sailing was pretty cool. And it was interesting to get George's insights. He was like, actually on a foil, learning to shaka was easier than learning to jibe. Which I'm sure for any windsurfers out there you may find hard to believe, but actually a lot of the other riders have said it. Yento, I can see you nodding your head there as well. So it seems to be certain things are a lot easier on the foil, and certain things are kind of a lot harder. Like singing to switch and stuff. George said he was really struggling with, but yeah, certain other moves. So yeah, I'm really excited to see just where this goes. Like Jamie Harrod as well, who we can see on screen. An absolute ripper. Everyone knows it, but he's been spending a bit more time on the foil. Recently just got a deal, some sponsorship with Saab Foil as well. A really great brand that I know a lot of the riders are working with. And then Tim Gouders on the other side. Tim is an absolute ripper at the best of times, but on a foil, last year, I don't want to say he surprised everyone because that kind of takes away from him, but I was definitely surprised with how great he was on the foil. And it's no surprise, looking at all the guys in Brouwersdam now, the younger guys, they're all pushing each other so much. So yeah, it's going to be really, really exciting to see when the wind picks up, how those guys are performing against the rest of the fleet.
Exactly. And Sandy, talking about the wind picking up, I mean, the forecasts are looking very good towards the weekend. On Saturday and Sunday, the wind should be up. There should be also the thermic winds helping us. So we are actually really, fingers crossed, looking forward to some stronger conditions versus the weekend. And yeah, said this, let's take a look at those freestyle highlights from 2022 when the wind was actually fully coming in and fully blowing.
3, 2, 1, march.
From Italy.
Yeah, let's hope that the conditions will be like that on Saturday and Sunday again. Welcome to the booth, Mike and Leonard. Welcome back to Vieste, guys. Good to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, guys, how is it for you to be back in this place? I mean, the both of you had some amazing results over here, and it's a little bit like a lucky place for you, I would say. So, Mike, how is it to be back here?
It's super nice to be back. It's nice, to be here after winter. It's sunny. The weather, the water's warm. So yeah, it's cool, and I'm hoping that we're going to get some good action like last year.
Fingers crossed for that. Leonard, what about you?
Yes, so I'm really excited every time I can actually use my van and travel to an event. So yeah, I'm really excited that I came here with the van. We're on the camping, everyone is around, we're all having such a great time, even though the conditions haven't quite been as we would have wished. I think we use the time the best we can, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have a good forecast towards Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, absolutely. Great to hear from you guys as well. Let's take a little look at that forecast that we've got coming up over the next few days. So yeah, as we can see, I mean, as Greta mentioned earlier, you know, there is that thermal wind effect in Vieste. You know, like we get it throughout so much of Europe throughout the summer. It's what keeps all of us windsurfers so fired up. And it looks like potentially we are going to see a bit of that as we get across throughout the weekend. And hopefully, yeah, as Greta said, we're going to see a bit of action like we just saw in the highlights from 2022, because, you know, you see from those conditions, you get those really, really nice sort of stunt ramps. We'd love to hear from, you know, Micah and Leonard as well. You know, are those your kind of conditions? Do you like to have a, you know, a bit more of a ramp? Obviously, Micah very much, you know, from Brouwersdam, which is renowned for its sort of very flat water. Whereas Leonard, yeah, you know, Naxos being your home spot, that's more the kind of chop. You know, Micah first, are these the kind of conditions that you really feel like you can excel in?
So Mike, little technical issue in here. So the question what Sandy was asking was, via the weekend we're going to have more wind, so maybe also some little ramps, some chop. Are those the conditions that you actually like to excel in, or you prefer the flat water from Brouwersdam and the Netherlands?
So I think personally I like the flat water a lot more, because it's where I've sort of learned to freestyle, and it makes everything a bit easier for me. But lately I've been trying to practice a bit more in the chop.
Okay.
Because it also makes it easier for some moves, like a shaka, for example. It just gives you that extra bit of pop. So I think with the practice, I'm starting to love the chop now a little bit more. And yeah, so I'm excited to try it here, maybe be able to do some different moves than I'm usually done. So yeah, I'm actually looking forward to it being a bit windy and getting some different conditions.
Yeah, looking forward to see you. And what about you, Leonard?
Yes, so my home spot is kind of a multi-culti spot with some waves, some flat water, shallow bits, deep bits. So I grew up also like Micah sailing rather flat water, but as I've like progressed my freestyle and traveled to places like the Canaries, where you just have this kicker of nature that we call waves. Yeah, I just got to get used to that, and I really, really enjoy those wave sessions with freestyle gear. Yeah, quite a lot lately.
So we're looking forward to that. Let's have a look at the freestyle eliminations coming up during the next days. I mean, we have some very, very big names in there. Some of many competitors you know since a while, actually. Some of you are friends since a long time. So yeah, let's go through them maybe. Leonard.
Yes, so the one I've been wanting to talk about quite a long is, of course, Heat 2 Mikey, which I personally met him on this event, and I've just been watching him on Instagram. And if I wouldn't know he hadn't competed before, I would put him in possibly a top 3 if he's on a good if he's on a good mindset on the day of competition. I no doubt put him on top 3. He can do all moves on both sides, which is very rare to see. Lately he's been doing the double air culos, so like huge respect. And now it will be really interesting to see how he actually copes with being under pressure or under stress during the heat. So for me, this will be one where I'll be very interested.
Oh my God, he would be so happy if he could hear you right now. I'm sure. I mean, if he's listening right now, Mikey, I hope so. I'm sure he's blushing and super happy to get these flowers from you right now.
Yeah, I agree as well. You know, Mikey, he is the king. I use the word undercover rippers a lot, but Mikey, in my opinion, is the king of them. You know, we've all been watching him on Instagram for so long. I think it was Dieter van der Eycken who said that he wasn't that bothered about competing, didn't really want to, get involved, was quite happy just sort of, sailing in Lake Garda and enjoying the conditions there. But really, really pleased that he's decided to enter the competition scene, because he's such a talent. And yeah, he deserves to be wearing a competition jersey and going up against it. I imagine, Leonard and you guys were probably a bit nervous when you found out he was coming along, because he's got all the moves and so much style as well.
Yeah, definitely agree, Sandy. I mean, it's amazing to see also so many youngsters over here. We get some fresh names, especially some new Italian guys coming in. And I mean, we're having the youths and juniors over here. So it's really cool to see this mix up of different levels, different people, different ages. And I'm sure we will have some very interesting battles and some big surprises also. Mikey, do you want to go through the girls, please?
Let's do it. So I think what's super exciting is that we got 2 new faces.
Yes.
So Linda and Melina, they are both new, haven't competed, and I think both of them are super excited.
Yes,
and
they are.
also have some moves. So I saw that Melina has been working on some ponches, looking super good, and actually it's a super hard move, and she's doing it in flat water. Some of the attempts that I saw. So yeah, super exciting to see. And then she's up against Elena, who also hasn't competed that often.
Exactly.
So yeah, that will be an exciting heat. I think both of them are have done some of the local competitions, so I think they've got some experience. And yeah, let's see how that goes. And then on the other side, we've got Maud, who is also a Brouwersdam local, so we sail together quite often. She also really likes to sail in the pool, so I think it might be a bit challenging for her here. She also sails with her, she does spocks and air jibes with her left foot in front, so that's going out here. So it's going to be a challenge, but I'm sure she's going to try her best. And then Linda, I've seen busting out some loops and shovets, spocks, grubbies. So I think we got a good show coming.
Yeah, I mean, I'm already very happy that there are more girls here. You know, this is what we want to do, what you also said. Inspire more girls, push them to come here, to give it a try, to have fun. And as said, most important, to have fun, to enjoy and spend some water on the time all together. So definitely big thumbs up for that, having more girls over here. And hopefully for the future, even more girls having over here. So yeah, said that, guys, a lot of action is waiting during the next days. Whatever the conditions will throw at us, we will get all kind of disciplines, all kind of conditions. Make sure to stay tuned, follow the action, follow all our channels, and yeah, stay tuned. See you soon. Thank you so much. Ciao from beautiful Vieste.
Thank you.